What is up, guys? My name is Adam and I am at one of the most haunted hotels in the United States. This is The Haunting at Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So, what's the deal with the Crescent Hotel? The old Victorian hotel, nestled in the Ozarks, in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is known for many spirits. In the 1880s, when the Crescent Hotel was being built, an Irish worker plunged to his death in what is now room 218. This is probably the most famous entity at the Crescent Hotel. The entity is referred to as Michael, and 218 referred to as Michael's room. Now, this room has been a paranormal hotspot. There are all sorts of tales from room 218, including seeing hands come out from the mirror, doors opening and shutting for no apparent reason, doors being shut and not being able to be opened, and sounds throughout the hotel, and the sound of a man screaming as he plunges to his death from the top of the hotel. Staff have also reported all sorts of odd events. During one Christmas season, a staff member noticed the presents underneath the Christmas tree moved from one side of the room to the other, without any explanation. There's also been tales of hotel employees in the dining room seeing menus scattered all over the floor, while everything else is in place. There's the story of the Victorian couple that look like they're off to get married. The man is in an old Victorian black suit, and the entity supposedly appears human, looks you in the eye, and then disappears. In the 1930s, the Eureka Springs Hotel was turned into a cancer hospital, headed up by Dr. Norman Baker, who claimed to be a licensed physician. He wasn't. And he took in cancer patients and gave them therapy in what is now the basement and would charge families their life savings. The morgue for Dr. Baker's cancer hospital is right next to me. There's also the entity Theodora, which is probably the second most famous entity coming from the Crescent Hotel. Theodora also appears to be human and will converse with guests, saying that she's a cancer patient of Dr. Baker's before vanishing. Theodora is supposedly seen in and around room 419, which is also right next to me. There's also the story of the old Victorian guide. A couple checked into the Crescent Hotel. When they were going to their room, they were greeted by a man in all black Victorian garb. He greeted them with a smile and said, "Which room are you heading to?" The couple said 221. This man led them to 221, unlocked it, pushed the door, and the couple went in. The man then tilted his head from side to side with a smile. The couple then realized they didn't tip the man, so they spun around to give him a tip, and he had seemingly disappeared. The couple went down to the lobby, to the front desk, and described the person that had led them to the room. The staff said there's no such person that works there with that description. Also, they noticed that their room was 321, not 221, and that the key to 221 was still with the lobby. So there's no way they could have opened it. These are a few tales. Now, I spoke to the owners of the hotel, asking where the most paranormal activity would be. They said Michael's room, 218. Unfortunately, it was booked during my time in Arkansas. So they recommended the room I'm in now for several creepy factors. 1, I'm next to the morgue. 2, I'm next to Theodora's room. And 3, Michael would have fallen through this room on his way to room 218. If you're not in room 218, this is your next best bet. This is the attempted communication between myself and any entities that may exist in this building. I'm at the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. This communication will have 4 phases. The first phase will be a general communication. The second phase will be the use of my EVP digital voice recorder. The third will be the use of my REM pod. The fourth will be the use of my silver bell. We'll start with general communication. My name is Adam. I'm here to speak to any spirits that may exist in this building. If you can hear my voice, let yourself be known. You may flicker a light. You may turn off my flashlight. You may move this cup. You may move that hanger. Michael. Is Michael here? How about Theodora? Anyone who died in the morgue? How about Dr. Baker? You're kind of a terrible person, huh? You don't have permission to enter my body. You don't have permission to harm me. But can you tap me? Can you make this bureau move? Can you close that bureau drawer? You open the bathroom door. You make a rattling noise. Can you say something to me? Michael, can I hear you screaming? Theodora, you have powers. Michael, you've been seen in the mirror. Can you make hands appear in that mirror? If you have powers, Michael, Theodora, any of Dr. Baker's patients, this was a morgue. Can you make hands appear? Can you make the pen roll? I'll leave everything the way it is. You can see my flashlight's still on. Cup is still there. Drawer is still open. I'm going to stop this from moving. And we're going to move on to phase 2. This is phase 2. The use of my EVP digital recorder. My name is Adam. I'm simply here to communicate with any entities that may exist in this building. If you hear my voice, please speak into the silver boxes that are on the table next to the candles. It's a silver and black box. What is your name? Is Michael here? Is Theodora here? Am I welcomed here?
I'm simply here to communicate with any entities that may exist in this building. Please speak to the silver boxes that are on the table next to the candles. It's a silver and black box. What is your name? Is Michael here? Is Theodora here? Welcome here.
If at any time you want to speak with me, there are entities in this room, you may speak into this silver box. If you can hear my voice. Moving on to phase 3, my REM pod. I usually start with putting it on the lightest sensitivity. Any entities? Can you show me you're here? By walking towards the red light. There's a red light on the ground. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to move anything. All you have to do is move towards the red light. If Michael is here, is that Michael? If that's Michael, move towards the green light. If that was Michael, can you move towards the green light? That means to the... If that is Michael, can you do that again? What about Theodora? Can Theodora walk towards the red light? Again, can Theodora move towards the red light? Interesting. I'm going to leave the REM pod on. Flashlight's still an option. The open drawer is still an option. The voice recording device is no longer an option. That was 5 minutes of recording. I'll play it later. This is the 4th phase. Use of my silver bell. There are any entities in this room. There's a silver bell on a light. It's a silver bell with a black candle. Can you ding that bell? Again. Any entities in this room? Can you ding the silver bell? It's a silver bell with a black candle. Still nobody at the REM pod. Michael, I think you might have been here. You responded to my REM pod? Michael, can you do that again? Michael, I think you may have been here. Can you walk towards the red light on the ground if you can hear my voice? Michael, can you turn off the flashlight? Michael, is that you? I would need more proof, Michael. Can you make hands appear in the mirror? Can you turn off one of my flashlights? Can you turn off one of my flashlights? I have 2 flashlights. Can you make the drawers move? Can you flicker a light? Can you make the drawers move? Can you move that hanger? Can you make Michael? Can you do that again? That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video.